Namaste. In continuation of last class, we have discussed about the workability of concrete and compressive strength of concrete. In continuation of that, so we will start looking into. Yeah, I'll share the screen also. Yeah, this is what our syllabus comprises. Like we have seen already, workability of concrete, like tests on concrete. If you say tests on concrete on fresh concrete, it is slump test or compacting factor test and VB assistometer test we have seen in last class. A test on hardened concrete is compressive strength. That is also we have seen in last class. Now we start with admixtures, different types of admixtures, only definitions here comprises. So we will look into detail if time permits. And method of preparation of the concrete and procedure for mixing and conveyance, placing, compaction, curing, curing methods, suitability, and introduction to ready mix concrete. And advantages, disadvantages, and uses of fly ash and robust sand. These are called as mineral admixtures, right? So chemical admixtures and mineral admixtures, two types. See here, chemical admixtures are these mineral admixtures like pozzolana, fly ash, blast furnace slag, silica fume, rice husk, etc. Right. So up to here, actually this is very important. Here preparation of the concrete and mixing, preparation of the concrete, uh, placing of concrete, transportation of concrete, placing of concrete, and conveyance, right? And conveyance, placing means the mixing of concrete, conveyance, placing, compaction, and curing. These are the four main steps involved in the concrete, right? Preparation of the concrete, transportation of the concrete, placing of concrete, uh, preparation of the concrete, transportation of the concrete, placing of the concrete, compaction, and curing. Right. So let us discuss of today's class. So yeah, this is what today's class. Uh, today's objectives is like this. So state the types and the uses of admixtures and preparation, the method of preparation of the concrete, understand, and explain the method of transportation of the concrete and placing, transportation, placing, compaction, curing, and ready mix concrete and its advantages and disadvantages. This is our today's subject, right? Admixtures. These are additional fine materials, improve workability and reduce segregation, accelerating and hardening. Example fly ash, calcium chloride, these are called. So, what are the functions of admixtures? Let's see in a small video, right? So, I don't say that admixtures can give high strength, right? Admixtures can be change the properties of a concrete, like you can make the concrete into early setting. We can make the concrete delay in setting, and we can, if you add a plasticizers, we can make the water cement ratio in the moderate range, right? So air entering agents, like it may, we can change the properties of the concrete so that it can be easily workable, right? So that's it only, right? So generally, most of the people say that if you add admixtures, concrete proper strength will be increases. No, right? So see what is its functions. Yeah. Yeah. These are different admixtures which is used in some functions of admixtures. Right. The definition admixtures means admixtures are uh, materials added to the concrete mix before or during mixing to improve certain of its properties in fresh or hardened state. Properties commonly modified are effects and uses, rate of hydration or setting, workability, dispersion, air entrainment, like that. Let us see another small video which is the effects and uses of admixtures. Yeah, admixtures have a major effect on properties of concrete, like changes in workability, means the ease which can be work, or the homogeneity mix we can prepare, right? Durability of concrete, even slightly changes in the strength, controlling of shrinkage properties, controlling of permeability, impermeable structure. We can make it uses of concrete effect of admixtures, and we can make the concrete as a chemical resistance, right? And unit weight of concrete also you can reduce by adding air entering agents. The usage of admixtures improves workability of concrete during mixing, placing, finishing process, right? This is what effects and uses of our admixtures, right? And types of admixtures. Generally, admixtures are accelerators, retarders, waterproofing proofers, air entering agents, plasticizers, and pozzolans. Up to here, 1 to 5, we can say as chemical admixtures. This is a pozzolans are mineral admixtures, right? So let us see in detail. Actually, I'm having videos of every one, but if time permits, I'll play again. So just I will explain all pictures here, and if time permits, I will show one by one. Right. So accelerators. What are the accelerators? Uh, these are accelerate the uh, setting time. Right. So reduce the setting time. It has written no. So accelerate the hydration of cement and gain the strength. That is what accelerators means yeah, reduce setting time means accelerate means early strength what it says, right? So example as aluminum chloride, calcium chloride, sodium chloride, sodium, potassium hydroxide. These are the uses. These are the different materials of accelerators. Accelerates the strength, right? So early strength, what I see. The retarders are delay in strength. Increase the setting time means a delay in strength, and thus delay the setting time of cement, right? Calcium sulfate, sugar, starch, ammonium, gypsum also a retarder. Here gypsum also I had to write. Gypsum also a retarder, right? Cellulose, everything. And what are the waterproofing admixtures? Concrete is made water resistant with the additives of which may be water repellent type are pore filling type. Soda, potassium soaps, aluminium, zinc sulfate. These are the waterproofers or what I say plasticizers, right? So air entering agents. The air entrainment increases workability and resistance of concrete to weathering. The possibility of bleeding, segregation is also reduced, right? And super plasticizers. Super plasticizers increase workability without adding water. Workability is the ease with which concrete is handled, right? So workability is increases by super plasticizers. Super plasticizers are polymeric dispersions which can added in small amounts less than 0.5% of the mass of the mortar, allow high water reduction for the same workability, and do not affect the properties of motors, right? And mineral admixtures are pozzolanious or siliceous or more cementitious material is added to the concrete. Are siliceous materials with lime form cementitious properties like lime, fly ash, which we are get abundantly from the thermal power plants, burnt clay from the refractory bricks kilns, and uh, blast furnace slag here. It is the blast furnace means GGBS, granulated burst furnace slag, which is coming from steel industries, right? So let us see what is this pozzolanious only. This video will see. Yeah, those are the pozzolanas are mineral fixtures. Right. Steps involved in preparation of the concrete, you'll see. Actually, there are five phases involving in concreting. First is batching of materials, means taking the materials in equal proportions or required proportions, adding them and mixing the materials, means preparation of the concrete and transportation of the concrete to the site where we have to be placed, and placing of the concrete carefully without segregation and compacting it to the removing of all honeycombings or and all voids and compaction, then finishing the concrete and then curing. This is five phases which is essentially required for any concreting work. Stages involved in the manufacturing of concrete. 50%. Compaction. Yeah, these are the stages of stages of preparation of concrete or concreting. So first, batching of materials and measurement of materials are taking proportions, required proportions of different ingredients of concrete as per the grade of concrete, and mixing it thoroughly, and transporting the concrete, and next placing the concrete without segregation very carefully, and compacting to the 100% uh, to not having any voids, like it is said that 5% voids can reduce 30% of the strength of the concrete. If 10% voids are presence in concrete, it can be lead to 50% of the reduction of strength. Means compacting degree of compaction is the degree of compaction is leads to strength of the concrete and compressive strength of the concrete. Then curing is very very important, like hydration process is going there inside the concrete, then finishing it. These are the stages of concreting, right? And what is batching of materials? Proper and accurate measurement of all materials is essential to produce concrete of good quality. Batching is the process of weighing and measuring the ingredients for a batch of concrete. The materials that are mixed at any one time constitute a batch, means one set, right? So, like one mix, if you take a container of zero point 0.5 cubic meter mixing machine, so 1.5 cubic meter is one batch, like that. So quality of concrete depends on the accuracy of the batching operations. Factors affecting the batching system: size of the job, so required production rate, and required standards of batching performance, right? So methods of batching: manual batching, automatic batching. Manual batching is manually adding the ingredients with manually. Automatically it will take hoppers will be there, automatically it will take by load cells, right? So manual batching is taking the material by weighing, or batching of ingredients are done manually, suitable for small jobs. Generally, volumetric batching will be done in manual batching. Right. So automatic batching is taken by weighing batches. So batching plant consists of several bins, hoppers of different capacities. After batching the ingredients, they are discharged to the conveyor belts. The mobile plant consisting of batching equipment mounted on pneumatic tired wheels. See, this is a typical scheme uh, for a batching plant, right? So these are the different materials, and it will hoppers are there, it will take by conveyor belt, it will automatically take, right? Automatical batch. Mixing of concrete. So objectives of mixing ingredients: to distribute various sizes of particles evenly, to get consistency of concrete, to obtain uniform color homogeneity, to spread the cement paste evenly over the aggregate. Methods of mixing: there are two types of mixing is there: manual and hand mixing. Manual or hand mixing, and another is machine mixing, right? Manual mixing means materials are sacked in a watertight platform. The material are thoroughly mixed in dry condition. Water is added. uh, Prepared mix should be consumed in 30 minutes. It is advisable to use 10% more than more cement than specified, suitable for all type of works. This is manual mixing figure, right? Machine mixing, let us see this video also. This is also loading. We have two videos, one is machine mixing, another is this one. So manual mixing of concrete. See, these are the boxes, pharma boxes are using for taking the material, right? This is volumetric batching. Manual mixing is done by volumetric batching. These are the pharma boxes which are taking to measure the quantities, right? So let us see the another one, that is uh, sorry, so shit. Let us see machine mixing also. Yes, okay, not. Yeah, this is machine mixing. Yeah, this is a mixing manual machine mixing. So all materials of concrete, including water, are collected in a revolving drum. Drum is rotated for a certain period, more efficient, produces concrete of better quality. Mixers are either tilting type or non-tilting type. Water should enter the mixer along with the materials, with other materials. So concrete mixer should be thoroughly washed and cleaned for after every use, right? So mixing time, optimum length of mixing time depends on the type of mixer, size of the drum or mixer, speed of rotation, and quality of blending materials. Right, uniformity of mix increases with the duration of mixing time. Longer mixing times may cause some breakdown of the aggregate also. So lean or dry or harsh mixes require longer mixer times. Concrete made with angular aggregates need more mixing time than those made with rounded gravels. So this is a machine mixing mixture. This is also hopper tilting drum machine. This is another view and view. Transportation next, mixing, batching, and transportation. Mixing and transportation. Concrete from mixture has to be transported as rapidly as possible. Why? Because within 1 hour or 2 hours it should be placed. The concrete has to be placed before initial time, right? So 30 minutes in initial time. The type of equipment for transportation depends on the nature of the work. Height above the ground level, distance between the points of preparation and placing of the concrete. Let us see small video on this. Yeah. Like different types of transportation is done. Even transportation by transit mixtures also done. No segregation of materials. Segregation of materials. Segregation means separation of coarse aggregate and cement slurry. Concrete delivery should be uniform and proper consistency. So these are the some transportation equipments: barrows, tippers, lorries, truck mixers, dumper buckets, right? So even monorail system, but one long at the in situ, if you want to place at higher levels, concrete monorail system, belt conveyors, chutes, dis- displacements, and boom placers, right? And next, placing of concrete. This is transportation. Next, placing. Proper methods of placing are necessary to prevent segregation and honeycombed. Formwork should be properly cleaned and prepared and well watered. Desirable to deposit concrete near the possible to its final location, and the placing of large quantities of concrete should not be deposited at time. Concrete should be dropped vertically from a reasonable height. It should not be poured concrete more than 1.5 meters height. Concrete should be deposited in horizontal layers of 150 mm thick. For a mass concrete, the layers may be 400 mm, right? Means uncompacted. Placing of concrete. Concrete should be placed in a single thickness as far as possible. Concrete should be placed around the reinforcement and tapped. Concrete should be placed in the formwork within 30 minutes. Concrete should be carried out uninterrupted between the predetermination construction joints. Right? This is the placing of concrete. You can see the videos later. So this is the placing of concrete with heavy buckets, crane. This is the transit mixtures directly pouring the concrete. Right. Next, compaction. So aim of compaction to eliminate air bubbles and to give maximum density to concrete. Intimate contact between the concrete and reinforcement is ensured for proper compaction. As I said, is 5% wides reduces 30% of strength, 10% of wides reduces 50% of the strength of the concrete. So methods of compaction. Is hand compaction or manual compaction also there. Hand compaction means directly tapping with rods. Mechanical compaction means vibrators, needle vibrators, plate vibrators, right? So for this is depends on the type of the work, right? See, even rolling of the concrete also. This is a needle vibrator. This is a plate compactors, plate vibrators. Advantages of the vibrators can make concrete stiffened with low value of slump. Quality of concrete can be improved. It should be compacted up to 100%. Possible to deposit concrete in all openings. Curing next. Concrete surface are kept wet for a certain period after placing of concrete with which is known as curing. Curing period depends on the type of the cement and nature of work. For OPC, curing period is 7 to 14 days. Right. Purpose of curing to complete the chemical action and setting of concrete without losing of water added to green concrete. Durability and impermeability of concrete will be increased. Right. To complete the chemical action and setting time of concrete without lossing of water added to green concrete, right? With which added water is added to the green concrete, it should not be lost. Shrinkage is reduced, resistance to abrasion is increased. So there are different methods of curing, water curing, steam curing, membrane curing, or different curing. So are there we cannot see the videos also. If time permits, I will show later. So even pictures, videos, these are videos I can show. And methods of water curing, uh, ponding of concrete or a concrete surface after setting of concrete, covering the concrete with wet straw and damp earth, covering the concrete with wet burlap and jute bags, sprinkle of water, right? So low pressure steam curing, high pressure curing, there's a curing tank. Best curing methods depends on the application of the equipment required, cost, shape, materials available, right? Percentage of compressive strength of concrete with age of concrete. See, compressive strength 28 days, percentage strength. These are the age of curing, right? If it is a curing for 100%, 28 days it is 100% is achieving. 3 days it may achieve 50%. 7 days it may achieve 75%. Right. So if it is a 25, 28 days, it may achieve 100% of required strength. Right. Next, ready mix concrete. So this is plant mixed concrete. This is specified as per IS 4926. Proportioning is waxing, mixing, and everything is done in the plant. It will be supplied to the site. Right. What are the advantages? Better quality of concrete, no storage place required, no necessity of hiring of machinery, no wastage of material, minimum labor is required. Direct concrete can come to site and pouring it. Right, less pollution. Right, these are the specifications mentioned by RMC. Right, so this is what we have studied. Right, so these are the frequently asked questions. So ready-mix concrete is concrete that is made at a central mixing plant and then transported to the site in rotating drum trucks or transit mixers. Various advantages are good quality, workability, savings in time, material, labor. The supplier has to give clear specifications regarding the mix proportions. Then the concrete can be supplied. Right. These are the some important what we have discussed summary. And these are the frequently asked questions in this chapter, right? Explain the batching of material, advantages of machine mixing, transportation, right? Write any two precautions in transportation of concrete. What is ready mix concrete? Advantages, disadvantages, right? And right, what are the advantages of ready mix concrete? What explain two categories of ready mix concrete? What is ready mix concrete? Define curing and mention the different methods. What are the advantages of curing, right? So this is what I have to discuss today, and let us close the session.